Alright, so if you have mudbox installed on your system, which is another educational free program from Autodesk, it has a non-commercial use, and you can get it as a student, and you install it, and you have this little send to mudbox, send as new scene. It will carry over your textures, your everything else, right into that program. So secretly, when nobody's looking, we actually use this program or ZBrush to touch up. And actually, it's not when anybody's looking, it's the fact we use it. We're proud of it. Okay, let's turn off wireframe. And you can see here how it's looking a little odd, right? It's looking a little bit weird. On the default material, it gave me a different type of material. And this material has a reflective point. So what you're looking at right now is the fact that it's reflective. Now if you go over to layers, paint, you'll see that there's a color map installed. And it's under incandescent, however. Now where it's picking up its incandescency is if you go back to Maya, you'll find that in the color, let's go here and map this out. Here's my color map. Here's all the materials that is involved. And one of these materials is got the OCC still on it. So here's the best way to solve that. And that if I didn't had I not brought it into mudbox, I probably wouldn't have spotted that. So here's Lambert. What you do is middle mouse button, click and drag this to color. Okay, and then you rename this one sword. Then middle mouse button, click and drag the ball over to the sword. And there we go. That's it. Easy as that. Now if you send it to mudbox, send it as new scene. You'll see it's hooked to the diffuse. And you can spot flaws like this right here, right off the bat. Now we have all kinds of tools in here, like under the painting tools, like clone, for example. Look at that. We have clone right here. And I can use control to click here and then start painting over in this area. And look at that, I could touch it right up. Real time on the model, not guessing it in Photoshop. Isn't that nice? Though I would say that this is, it's a little bit more schizophrenic than Photoshop sometimes. So I might fix this part right here in Photoshop. The key is zooming out. There we go. Now I don't like the reflectivity of this. I'm going to have to make a specular map, but I can't make it here because again, that would be against the rules of the class. But I will show you a few things because I don't believe in rules. Here, I can make a new one and I can call this specular. Click OK. And you notice it gave me the dimensions for that. I might want to get rid of that and add it, and then add it to 4096. Specular. And then what I can do is the specular color right now is white. So anywhere that I paint black is going to be not shiny. You can see it dulls it right down. So most of the time what I do is I'll choose to dull it all down, then paint in areas that I choose to have a different color. You can see that this scabbard or the sheath right here still suffers from that OCC, it looks like. But what I wanted to really do is not do a bunch of changes in here. I wanted to show you little things like, oh, let's take this for example. I can hit diffuse and I can go to a tool, dodge, and I could dodge it right in that area. So that's what I wanted to really show you, and that's about it. What's happening here is the layers on the TIFF that I'm using is not agreeing well with this. Here I have leather where it should be brass. Here I should have brass where it should be leather. That's what's going on. And you can see that here. So using a TIFF to translate it back and forth, probably not such a hot idea. But I wanted to show you mudbox nonetheless. A better preferred one to use between the two programs is Ping. I prefer Ping, PNG. Right there, Ping. And how you change that out is just you'll type in Ping, you'll hit OK, and then over in Maya you can just double click on this, click here, go to render data, mental ray light map, and then choose the Ping. There it is right there. You'll find pings are pretty nice because they hold the transparency. So there we go. Now we have the update. The color is ping, and when you send it to mudbox as a new scene, I won't save that. You'll see how much better that looks. About 100 times better, right? Alright, so now that we have, I just wanted to show you that, the translation between the two. Let's move on, and what I want to do now is just make my last map, which is a reflectivity or specular map.